Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Carla and Crappy Show. It is week 11 of the college football season and week 1 of Maction. And on my telephone right here in front of my laptop, which is right there and all the stuff, the hated Miami obscene nicknames just scored with 9.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter to take a 20-17 lead in Athens. Getting through this is going to be difficult. I've been OU's defense has played pretty well. Not on that play. OU just ran a kickoff back, so maybe do that again. And we just learned that there is an official spray tan provider of the Ohio Bobcats. Carla, your thoughts?
Welcome back, Maction. I don't know. I mentioned before we got started that we knew you were going to be distracted by Maction. What we didn't know, because I didn't check the basketball schedule, because college basketball started yesterday.
Yeah, it started. Yeah.
So welcome back to that glorious time where we've got two sports that are a lot of fun happening at the same time. Robert Morris basketball is on national television tonight playing Iowa,
which is awesome.
Which is awesome. Because I don't get to watch Bob play very often, and so I have that game on. They're getting beat, so I'm not going to. I probably won't be badly. They're getting beat badly. But it's at least a mild distraction, but nothing what you're going through right now. I totally get it.
I mean, this is the rivalry game. It is the battle for the bricks and all of that stuff. And I can't. I mean, OU exploring revenue streams, official spray tan provider. The thing that you showed me today about the alcohol consumption and revenue generated from that in college stadiums. Do you recall? The number 1 group of 5 team on that list?
Oh, yeah. There wasn't even was there a doubt that it was going to be Ohio? I mean, come on.
And when AJ and I were watching at the same time, we were waiting for you to to join us, and ran the kickoff back. The guy is he's not being pelted, but everybody, all the students in the end zone who greeted him are holding cans of White Claw. I mean, every single person, there it is. There it is.
Thank you, Matt Brown, for FOIAing alcohol sales, because that is the greatest FOIA request of all time. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to point out that he got of the FBS schools.
Yeah, he didn't get very many.
He didn't get very many. He got 21 of 136. Now, if there is anything that I know, it's that this becomes a competition. The Sickos Committee last off-season, I think, pointed out something. It was this place has the cheapest beer in all of college football.
Yes.
And some other schools no, they don't. We do. And they all went off on this tear. Every single school was yeah, but that's that cheap light beer crap. The cheapest IPA is this. And they all wanted their own thing that they were the best at. Now, I don't think anybody's looking at University of Wisconsin, Madison, and $3 million in revenue and saying, yeah, we're coming for the crown. No,
it's not. It's not.
No.
That would be unhealthy and unwise, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you should consult a medical professional before attempting to go after anything alcohol related and Wisconsin. Don't do that. The one that I am finding the most interesting here is Indiana University is sort of here in the middle. At Michigan, Indiana, and WVU are separated by a grand total of $6,000. By the way, extrapointsmb.com if you want to see the actual article.
Yeah.
Matt Brown does amazing work.
Yes, he does.
They're separated by $6,000 total. However, Michigan, in terms of units sold, is 71,475.
Okay.
West Virginia, $6,000 less, 98,147. So they sold 17,000 more units.
That checks. Okay. Yeah.
And made the same amount of money, which tells me you're drinking expensive garbage, Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, WVU has cheap beer, is what I'm hearing here.
That is exactly correct.
Which
And
also tracks.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you look at University of Tennessee at $1.6 million, only had 107,000 units sold compared to West Virginia at 98,000. So like a whole 700K off of another 10,000 units sold. Tennessee, you're drinking expensive too. So it's interesting to me to see like what these are, and then like comparing those to things that like we go to Pittsburgh Riveter games and the drinks are like $8.
Yes.
Like if you want a beer, you want a White Claw or Seaside, whatever those things are. Like they're like $8, $9 a drink, and so it's like, yeah, I could see where you get to 900K,
Yeah,
pretty quickly. In fact, just quick maths here. While you're calculating the beers at the Big Ten title game
last year were like, it was like $20, but it was like a double tall boy.
Okay. Yeah.
So like it was kind of worth, like it was to me, I was like, okay, that's kind of worth it. Like I'll pay the $20 and get this giant beer and then probably not have to go get another one because I don't drink a lot. So
your average cost for a drink at a WVU game is $9.97.
Okay.
So we'll call it 10.
Okay. Yeah.
If we go to, let's look at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I added a number in there. That's too many numbers. I believe in you, Wisconsin,
Math
but
is hard.
You don't have that many.
First down.
Average drink Wisconsin is $12. And
that doesn't quantify their level of commitment, though.
no, it's a pure consumption. That's a volume game over there.
Have you seen
Tennessee, it's
Wisconsin's
15.
football record? Like,
there is that.
that tracks.
Although I would actually bet in a good year that's even higher. I would bet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You drink the beer to stay warm.
There is that. Yes.
You drink brandy to stay warm. Come on. So go to Wisconsin once. This is what's actually very funny about this is as for working music, I will put on the EA college football soundtrack where they have marching bands and like their various songs, right?
Yeah.
But they have 2 albums. Both are called Halftime. There's Halftime Volume 1, Halftime Volume 2, which are marching band covers of pop songs.
Okay.
So you have like Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso, Outkast Bombs Over Baghdad, Kendrick Lamar DNA. Like they have a bunch of like, it's a real like good mix of songs, but they're all very good marching band playbacks. And so you just like listen to them and they're enjoyable. But at the end, occasionally I'll listen to the end of the playlist that I have, and it's like, oh, you probably want to listen to more marching band stuff, and it'll just play other songs from EA's college football. And so I just get random fight song that pops in.
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
like
time to restart the playlist.
I like it.
But number 3 on the top tracks on Deezer, which is French Spotify, in case you're wondering why I use that, is On Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's number 3.
It's great. It's great fight
ahead
song.
of like, it's like the two of the pop songs, and then On Wisconsin. And my brain went, oh, Wisconsin fans, are you just not hearing it very often? You just want to hear it again? Like you haven't heard it in a while? You good? It is currently, I'm just going to go to their artist page. Top tracks right now. Number 1, Kendrick Lamar's DNA. Number 2, Morgan Wallen and Jelly Roll.
Okay.
I Had Some Help, which is actually a real good cover. Number 3, though. It was On Wisconsin. It is no longer On Wisconsin because it is currently Neck. So
Okay.
the band is allowed to play Neck on Deezer. And then Bombs Over Baghdad is number 4. On Wisconsin is down to number 5.
OU is punting. 7:20 left. Fair catch at the 25-yard line for the obscene nicknames.
Okay.
I personally love that you can timestamp this and you should watch along with us. It's like a really weird, like mystery science theater.
If everyone is aware of starting Dark Side of the Moon and The Wizard of Oz at the same point, they are synced. So you can do that for the first part of the show. As I said, 7.5 minutes left from this, so we're going to go longer than that. Let me spoil things for you right now.
Give me a long night, friends.
We are obligated as a sports entertainment program to mention the college football playoff rankings, which were released today, just to go through the 12, because these are the ostensibly the teams that would be in the playoff right now. Number 12 is Oklahoma. Kind of, yeah, in the bracket. 12 is Oklahoma. 11 is Texas. Interesting to have those guys paired next to each other. Notre Dame, Oregon at 9, Texas Tech at 8, BYU at 7. Those two face each other this weekend, boys and girls. Ole Miss at 6. Your top 5 is Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, Indiana, and Ohio State. What do we think? This list looked especially unremarkable to me, as far as what you were expecting.
Yeah, it doesn't stray a lot from what the AP ranking was. A couple of little shuffles, but the biggest thing, I mean, if you're going to talk about anything, the biggest news that people are talking about right now is Oregon. Oregon being all the way down at number 9, but as who was it that I just read it? What was it? Stuart Mandel. That I just read that said like that actually kind of tracks because Oregon's loss is to Indiana, which you would say is a good loss, but Oregon ain't played anybody.
Right.
And so that's what they're getting knocked for is that they haven't really played anybody yet, and that's why they're all the way down at number 9. Otherwise, like the more interesting stuff is like down in the lower part of the ranking, which is meaningless. And the other thing that's worth noting here is that even though they are at 11 and 12, Texas and Oklahoma are the first 2 teams out of the playoff because of the automatic qualifiers.
Right.
So at this point, both of those teams are on the outside looking in. I don't know. Like, if I had a quibble, I don't think Texas is better than Oklahoma right now.
No. No.
I mean, that's probably, but that's like super minor. But everything else looks to be kind of where we expected it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice that Washington is where they're. It's nice. Pitt is 24th. And we're going to, I suspect we're going to end up having to talk about them here in the next couple weeks.
Nicole Auerbach posted on Blue Sky about how she was vindicated that Pitt made the rankings because she's apparently been voting Pitt in her top 25 the last couple of weeks. And she's like, for all of us, for the handful of us that have been voting for Pitt, we've been vindicated. And I was like, yeah, you have.
Yeah. AJ, what'd you think about as you take a look at this list?
Yeah, everything here looks fine. I think Utah's too low. I think Utah should be
13th,
a little higher.
Okay.
They're currently 13th. I think they should be a little higher. They have been absolutely swinging the bag of doorknobs at everyone they can get their hands on. And one of their losses is to BYU, and they lost a real weird one.
Arizona State.
Oh, they lost to Texas Tech.
Oh, Texas
That
Tech.
was the game where they got turned into dust.
Yes.
That reminds
Yes.
Now
By a backup quarterback. Yes. OU stops
everything
Miami
else
with
here is
5.5 left. They're going to get the ball back.
This is interesting enough. I think there's a good mix here. Also, ESPN posted a bracket projection. I don't know if you guys saw the bracket projection.
Yeah.
Your 5-12 matchup is Georgia hosting Memphis. The committee has Memphis as the highest G5. Your number 9 Oregon Ducks go to Lubbock to play the number 8 Texas Tech Red Raiders. I expect that one to change, just given that BYU and Texas Tech play each other this weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. Number 11 Virginia going to number 6 Ole Miss. There is not enough khaki pants on this planet for that game. But oh, my heart is beating so proudly, and I'm just jazzed up for this one. Number 10 Notre Dame goes to Provo to play Utah. You got Catholics versus Mormons.
Wow.
Love that.
I don't know. It goes here in my vein.
Didn't they play in Las Vegas a couple years ago? Do I remember that correctly? Was that ND and BYU?
The Mormons definitely love going to Vegas. We know that, but
yeah, they played. I thought they played.
Was it BYU? Was it BYU Notre Dame?
It was Notre Dame. I know it was Notre Dame. And that might have been Marcus Freeman's first game as head coach, or like opening his first season.
It was
as
the
head
bowl
coach.
game.
It was not a bowl game. It was a preseason or a beginning of the season thing, I think. But I don't know. But that matchup is all kinds of fun.
And then the winner of that game though gets Indiana. So good luck. Virginia Ole Miss goes to play Texas A&M. Oregon Texas Tech will play Ohio State. Sorry, Crappy. That's That's a fun one all the way around. And the winner of Memphis or Georgia gets Alabama. Listen, we don't need a rematch of Georgia Alabama.
Please
but
no.
if we got one, it
No.
would be hilarious. But yeah, so like we are into bracket projection times. It's exciting. Like
It's fun.
we're getting to the end of
is
the
fun.
season.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to get multiple G5 programs into that range.
No.
Doesn't seem to be.
In fact, right now, there is not a G5 team in the top 25 at all.
Right.
So yeah, that part is real fun. I think we're going to see, and also some of this is just going to shake out. Like BYU and Texas Tech play this weekend. You have championship games. I believe Texas A&M plays Texas before the end of the season. So you have a number of opportunities for these things to change. Texas also plays, or Texas A&M plays Texas at the end of the season. Oklahoma, I think, plays. They already played Ole Miss and lost. They play Alabama next week, and so there's there's opportunities for upsets to happen to really shake this up.
Holding call on OU on what had been a successful third and four run. So we're looking at a 3rd and 14 here.
Yeah, don't hold the guy. It's
Don't do
usually a
that.
bad time.
Don't do that.
We had a firing this weekend.
We can start off our weekend recap. AJ, it's one we've basically been waiting on all season.
Yes. Good news for those of us who are proud, righteous people. Hugh Freeze got fired at Auburn. We do not hate to see it.
No.
And I don't think anybody saw the Hugh Freeze. I don't think anybody saw the Hugh Freeze experience starting and saying to themselves, "Hey, this is going to go great." No, you hired this dude to beat Nick Saban. Nick Saban immediately retired. And then the offensive schemes have passed. The game's passed him by.
Yep.
Here's the wild part. Hugh Freeze, noted offensive dude, right? Auburn's defense is number 3 in the country.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
They have a very, very good defense. It was that you had no offense. And while he could recruit well,
Automatic first down.
at no point he did not have any, he never had a good quarterback. It's kind of your whole thing, Hugh. So anyways, you are bad as a coach, and I'm glad that you will be watching from the sidelines. Hugh Freeze will be paid $400 and some thousand a month until the end of January 2029. I hope something else is happening at the end of January 2029 that he's mad about. So I think we will see some changes there. I'm interested to see that. I mean, that carousel is all right. I'm going to say a sentence out loud here.
Okay.
And this is a factually true statement. The Auburn search will be far more organized and respectable than the LSU one.
Oh, absolutely.
I would buy that completely. For LSU, if the governor's involved, AD gets fired, interim AD, who's now the full AD, who is going to have full authority to make the hire after the governor said, well, no, we're going to do a committee. And if I'm a head coach, and I mean, it's a great job, but do you want that hassle? Do you
Right.
want all of that interference?
Yeah, I mean, it changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah,
Right?
it does. It really does.
It went from being easily the best job available to, do I want to get into all that BS?
Go.
That is
Yes!
a touchdown for your Ohio Bobcats. Everybody in the crowd is excited.
To get you guys caught up, OU had a 3rd and long. Navarro got sacked, but he got sacked by his face mask. Automatic first down. That puts him at midfield. Couple plays later, long pass and a great run after. The yak especially was impressive to get the score. OU will have a 4-point lead pending, knock on wood somewhere, pending the extra point. Okay, pardon me.
So, my only, before you get into that, my only disappointment in this whole Hugh Freeze thing was that Diego didn't get to do it.
Yeah, I wanted him to get one more
Yes.
week and let Diego finish him off. But
The revenge tour, if there was any justice in the world, it would have happened after he
this
lost
week's game.
lost at Vanderbilt.
Because it's literally this week. Like Auburn literally comes to Nashville this week. And the other thing is like just when we think like the situation that Auburn couldn't get any more icky.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, interim head coach.
DJ Durkin.
DJ Durkin.
No, I didn't even know that. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator of said number 3 defense in the country is DJ Durkin. So
Point is good, by the way.
The point after is good. DJ Durkin is not.
No.
DJ Durkin sucks as a human being. I will not. I'll give you the too long. Didn't read. Summer workouts withheld water from a player. Said player died.
Yeah.
DJ Durkin should not be allowed near any collegiate athletes of any kind at all. And now he's the interim head coach at Auburn.
Because he was hired by Hugh Freeze. Like this all
Because
tracks.
he was hired by Hugh
Yeah.
Freeze. Anyways, I hope that he does. I'm certain he's not getting the job. I have the current consensus is Auburn is going to go hard at John Summerall at Tulane.
Okay.
LSU will not. LSU will like kick the tires a little bit, but they do not want to hire from in-state, especially from Tulane, a private school down the road.
Yeah.
They didn't hire Billy Napier the last time around. I mean, it worked out for them, or did it? They do not like to hire from the non-LSU. They do not like to hire from in-state from anybody that's not themselves. I did see some thoughts about hiring Ed Orgeron again.
Oh God.
I can see it.
Eddie, don't. You're
Don't do
enjoying
it.
you're enjoying life way too much right now, friend. Don't do it. You don't need it.
As he has said to a friend of the program, I guess, Stephen Godfrey, cheeseburgers are delicious. Like he apparently made a thing. He was like, I got money for I got cheeseburger money now, or something to that effect. When he got his buyout,
Yeah.
that like he's like, I'm just gonna go have some cheeseburgers, and every time he sees Stephen Godfrey, goes, the cheeseburgers are great. So like, I don't think he's interested in getting back in the game. I know LSU fans are very interested in throwing a gigantic pile of money at Nick Saban to get him to come back. That is not happening.
Yeah,
I don't get that
Did you
impression
see
at all.
the video today though? Like somebody posted a video today. It's apparently Nick Saban's birthday, or it's been his birthday sometime in the last couple of days. And Miss Terry like brought him a birthday cake, and he's like sitting in his recliner, completely wrapped up in a blanket, watching football like over the feet, and she has to like ask him to sit up to like take the birthday cake, and it's like that dude's not going anywhere near a coaching situation right now.
No, he has a pile of rings. This man has he's got an infinity gauntlet of rings.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything. By the way, his birthday is October. It is October 31st. So happy birthday, Nick Saban. Nick Saban doesn't have to do a damn thing. And I think you know what I think Nick Saban is also doing? He's looking at Belichick.
Yeah.
And saying like,
Yeah.
you went down as the greatest NFL head coach of all time.
And look.
You got back in the game at UNC and everybody is clowning you.
Yep.
No, I'm going out as I'm the greatest of all time, and I'm going out that way.
Yep.
And he knows he's got a cushy game day. He's got the cushy game day gig. He gets to basically be Corso.
Yeah.
Saban is 74 years old.
He's getting funnier. Did you catch the thing he said about Julian Sand?
Yes.
It's like the dumbass played him on the scout team for a year, and it's like, yeah, Nick is loosening
Get
up.
spicy, bud.
Yeah.
You could be spicy
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Dumbass played him on the scout team.
Yeah.
Yes, Nick. Yes. Like he's always been funny. He just always played very serious. The fact that Avocado, can you do me a favor, ear muffin for me, bud? Nick Saban loved D's nuts jokes. Loved them. It was one of his favorite things, but he never, like, a player mentioned it in a press conference, and the entire audience went, "What?" They were barely paying attention. They're like, "Yeah, man, we're just really excited to play Missouri or whatever this week." But I got coached with a joke this week, and like the entire room went, Okay. All right. I'm up. Ears are up. I'm listening. Go ahead, son. Tell me all about it. He didn't get media availability the rest of the year after that one.
Avocado's a teenage hockey player. He's heard about these nuts.
I just have to
That is
parent the parent,
that is a responsible thing to do. Yes, and we appreciate it.
you know. But this is the sort of thing. We have a lot of jobs open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how many don't open because they don't want to get involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a lot of big name jobs open where your school is not going to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're now going after LSU. So you have LSU, Florida, Penn State,
Arkansas,
Arkansas,
Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Virginia Tech's down, but they're not like they're a name brand program.
Yeah.
Yeah, LSU, Auburn, Florida, Penn State, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Stanford, Virginia Tech. Like, you have brand name schools here.
Yes.
If you are a MAC school, this is not for you. Speaking of
Right.
MAC schools, Kent State did make Mark Carney their permanent head coach.
Correct.
He was the interim. They are playing much better this year than they have in their past.
There. Also,
So-
speaking of the MAC game, we are at the 2-minute don't call it warning. I think it's 1:57 is where the clock actually is. Miami completed a long pass just before the timeout. We come back. They are first and 10 in the neighborhood of their own 45-yard line. So, in case I become incapacitated in the next couple minutes, that's where we begin.
What we do is we actually press 3 buttons here, and the PA announcer for this game just comes into the feed, and you just get that. You just get those updates.
If only.
It's like a really bad version of the Buffalo Wild Wings thing where they go to like just press the overtime button.
He picked it.
He did.
He did. Pass
Everybody's
into the
excited.
flat that OU just picked off. I think
How many timeouts does Miami have?
2.
2 left.
So you can't kneel it out.
Nope. Gonna have to get a couple first downs.
Quarterback
there's
for
discussion.
Miami is
There's discussion.
discussing things with the coach. I think they are going to review this.
That might be. AJ, coaching stuff aside, games that caught your eye last weekend that
My beloved Bows came to the mainland, and
Yeah.
I do not know what happened here with the Hawaii defense. They had a bye week prior to this game, and it's like they forgot defense existed for the first half. They were getting absolutely cooked. Specifically, one DB, I was watching him get cooked over and over again. I'm like, buddy, it's like you can't go. It's like you're not running fast enough. It was bad. I did not like that feeling. They figured it out in the second half and brought the game back. They lost by 3. They had an onside kick with an attempt to get it, and they missed the onside kick. So Hawaii falls to the San Jose State Spartans. We'll talk about what Hawaii is doing this week. But again, Hawaii is bowl eligible.
Yep.
So, they got that going for them.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of the games last week, mostly because I was petting Highland cows.
which looked adorable, by the way.
They're absolutely adorable. Many of them had fun names. So we had a nice little weekend or a nice little day out. And then I came back. At one point I did break my rule and I did put on Kentucky Auburn. That was a bad time. And then it was a good time because Hugh Freeze got fired. But otherwise, it was an okay day of
Call is upheld.
Woo!
hold up the championship belt. That's a good championship belt too.
151 left. Ball on Miami's 40-ish yard line. Just need a first down.
Down. Ohio had the Ohio turnover token is the big, for those of you who are wrestling fans, it's the big WCW championship belt, the giant gold one. It's that one. And they're walking around with that one. That one looks like full leather with a red interior. That's an official belt right there. Good for Ohio.
I like it.
Yeah.
So,
Carla, what'd you see?
I would say, I want to build off of, because the storyline that you were talking about, because I will admit that I didn't quite make it through the end of the Hawaii game. But the story that you just told about Hawaii coming back, lost by 3, should have recovered the onside kick. You know who that sounds an awful lot like?
Oh, could that be?
That would be Vandy.
Yeah.
That was literally the end of the game.
If that game lasted 5 more minutes,
well, had he recovered the onside kick, which he should have, he had his hands on the ball and it just rolled, it just turned weirdly and went out. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that game, right? Because for the first 3 quarters, Texas was in complete control of that game. Vandy was not in that game at all. And then Texas plays with its food. Right? And lets Vandy come all the way back. And, had they recovered that onside kick, there was still plenty of time. I don't think they could have won the game, but they definitely could have tied the game. With the amount of time they had, there was 34 seconds left when they kicked that ball. The good news, though, is that if you weren't paying attention to the game, the optics of a 34-31 loss look much, much, much better than a 34-10 loss. So the game doesn't look as nearly as lopsided as what it actually was for a good chunk of that game. The
First
bad news,
down, Ohio.
Woo! The bad news is that Vandy's shot at the SEC title game is basically gone at this point. You'd have to really kind of have a lot of stuff happen for Vandy to sneak their way back into the title game. Here's hoping they're not completely eliminated from playoff contention. It's not looking good. They're going to need a lot of help to be able to get in there. Other things, yes, friends, I watched a good chunk of the cocktail party, and damn it all, Florida almost did it.
I know. That was a fun game. I don't know how Georgia continues to win the games the way they do.
Yeah. Well, and somebody called that out, and I should be writing stuff down when I did this. I apologize. Kids. I'm not citing my source. But no. You know what it was? It was the AP story. Okay. I have never seen this happen in an AP story. So the AP Gamer, it was posted on one of the national brand websites, and it does the key takeaways at the bottom, and they the AP writer who was not named. Probably good for the AP writer, made the statement of Georgia's defense was the holes in Georgia's defense were brought to light by Florida, and that's going to cause problems if they move into the playoff. And I was like, really? You're going to get you're editorializing at the bottom of an AP story, but that totally was there. I'm not kidding. If you go read the AP story at the bottom and the key takeaways, that line was there.
Okay.
I still don't know what to make of Georgia. Again, like you said, pulling games out of their behind. Are they good?
Not in the first half. No.
Well, and in general, we've had this thing about Georgia for the last several years. It's just is Georgia good? I don't know. We'll find out because they still have to play Texas and Georgia Tech before the end of the year. So we'll find out if Georgia's any good. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. And then so come back and see how wrong we were. Hello, Miami and Georgia Tech. But right. I will say, Crappy, you were absolutely right with going with your gut and putting those games on our agenda last week.
Especially the NC State game. They do that too often. They do.
They do. And they force Georgia Tech into mistakes. Field goals instead of touchdowns. That's how you win games, right? 3 instead of 7. That's if your defense can do that, odds are likely you can win that football game. And then, stop me if you've heard this before. Miami was undisciplined.
No.
Really?
No, not Miami. Not them.
Yeah.
No.
12 penalties for 96 yards.
12
penalties for 96 yards and then that crucial interception in overtime at the goal line.
Wait. Hold on. I need to find a particular game because...
While you find that. The clock has just rolled to zeros. My Bobcats have beaten Miami in the Battle of the Bricks, 24-20. Both teams scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, so there's a little action spice there at the end. This moves OU into a 4-way tie atop the Mid-American Conference with 2 games left. And I'll tell you what OU Adventure is doing next week. You'll get to listen to me go through the same machinations next Tuesday as you're getting to do this now. So anyway, AJ, what'd you find?
Carla, how many penalties and yards was that?
12 for 96.
Yeah.
Okay. Just taking a quick look at this Mississippi State-Arkansas game. Arkansas had 18 penalties for 193 yards.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I only say that because at one point I was that when that game was on my screen, I got up to go into the kitchen to get something, and as I was walking past the TV, I saw the graphic pop up, and it just said Arkansas 18 penalties for 193 yards, and I went, "What? Huh?
Wow.
How are you only down 3? What do you gave up 2 football fields of yardage? How are you only down 3? What?" But also congratulations to Mississippi State. We will not be congratulating Jeff Lebby, but we will be congratulating Mississippi State
Absolutely.
on their first SEC win in like 2 years. So,
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah. Carla, anything else that
No,
was
that
taken
was
out?
kind of those were my keys because I'm one of those people affected by the YouTube TV outage. So
Gotcha.
Me
so
too.
yeah, so I watched what I could. I mean, I had access to Oklahoma, Tennessee, but didn't get primetime games are tough. Because I have a 4-year-old, and so I didn't get to see as much of that game as I wanted to. And I had a quad box on with all the other stuff, and switching to watch the Oklahoma Tennessee game would require me switching apps. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I am. So I will fully admit that I didn't see Oklahoma Tennessee. I cannot give good analysis on that game. I was surprised to see the score. I was surprised to see Oklahoma pull that one out in Neyland. That's a huge ask, especially because it was blackout night in Neyland. And I didn't realize that going in. Neyland does super cool stuff for blackout night. It's not
Yes. Yeah,
it's not
they do.
at Penn State whiteout level, but it's pretty dang close.
It's fun. It's impressive.
There's some pretty cool stuff. So so that's a heck of a win by the Sooners.
I'm currently going through the various SEC title game machinations. I'm attempting to mess with individual games to get Vandy into the title game.
Okay.
And I'm having a real struggle because it involves, let's see, if I do that and that, where do we get to? I can get Vandy to 4th,
Okay.
and then I got to find, no, I can't do that. That would be funny. I can get Vandy to 3. I need one more. Do I have one more on this? Let's take it and let's go with it. And let's just say, all right, to get Vandy into the title game, where they would be playing Texas A&M, the following things need to happen.
Right.
Number 1, Alabama loses to LSU this week. Number 2, Mississippi State beats Georgia this week. This also assumes that Vandy wins out, just so we're clear on that one.
Yeah.
Then next, the week of the 15th, Texas beats Georgia, Oklahoma beats Alabama. And
Possible.
Yeah.
all possible.
That's possible. Yeah.
On the 22nd, this is where I said that would be funny. Missouri beats Oklahoma, Arkansas beats Texas. Real letdown games in occurrence.
Okay.
Oh, and also, do I need that one to happen? No. Okay. I also have in here Florida beats Tennessee, just for giggles. And then in the last week of the season, Texas A&M beats Texas. Auburn beats Alabama, and Vandy beats Tennessee. Because Georgia's done the 8th after the 15th because they play. I think they have a bye week and then they play Georgia Tech.
Okay.
So, or they have a SoCon game and then Georgia Tech
Same thing.
in rivalry week. So, we need some very funny things to happen.
Okay.
And Vandy would be in to the title game over Ole Miss based on conference opponent win percentage, where they would be ahead by 0.03 of a percentage.
Wow.
By 3% higher. So just in case you're wondering where we are in the Doctor Strange scenario land, that is it. I play with the Big 12 ones today? I sure did. There's no way to make sense of it still.
Sweet. We should probably start thinking about an ACC buffet too. But I mean,
I was also playing with the ACC one because I was trying to get Pitt. I was trying to, honestly, my boss asked me, can Pitt get to the title game? And I was like, let's find out. So I spent part of my workday today messing with the schedule. It didn't take a lot. It really just involves Pitt winning out and UVA needs to lose twice.
Okay.
UVA has Wake Forest and Duke and
could be a
Virginia
loss.
Tech.
Rivalry game could be.
But I got Pitt into the title game. by doing that, and also I don't think I had to do too many other things. It was basically just like Virginia. If Virginia loses out, I think Pitt gets up there very quickly. But yeah, it was real funny to like mess. There's a website. It's bball.notnothing.net.
Okay.
And that wonderful website has not only football, but also has the women's and men's basketball
Nice.
those leagues, and you can play with literally every single you can play with everything. So you can go down to like the MAC and go look up like, okay, here's all the remaining games in the MAC, and then here's how you actually put this all together. This person is an Iowa State alum. I love him for this.
Nice.
And I use his website to figure out ways to get Iowa State and or other teams into the Big 12 title game.
Okay.
So
Okay.
good for him.
Nice. Very cool. I watched many of the games that you guys have already discussed. I don't need to talk about Miami being undisciplined. I don't need to talk about Georgia sucking in the first half. Gotta mention Carnegie Mellon. They traveled to Dickinson, where they won 70-29. The Tartans amassed 664 yards of offense and scored on every single possession. It's kind of a fun thing. I did watch a bit of that on my phone while other stuff was going on. Carla, I apologize in advance. Ohio State continues to be the dullest best team in the country, and I am fine with that. I was impressed with what Penn State did, especially in the first half.
First half, they looked pretty good.
They did. 17-14 at halftime. Julian Sand had more TD passes on the day than he had incompletions. I don't. What Saban said about
Is that good? I'm just
what
checking.
Saban said about being a dumbass for putting him on for having him run the scout team for a year. Perhaps is that there's some truth. I should have gone. I should have gone ahead and picked NC State over Georgia Tech. I did not, but I will. The fact that I wanted to talk about that game, it's like, yeah, okay. And Carla, you already mentioned Miami and the penalties. Interesting thing that I came across in discussion or just watching post-game stuff over the weekend. Mario, as a head coach at Miami, is 4-11 in the month of November.
I saw that. Yeah.
Eesh, that's not gonna get you. That's not gonna get you
Real
where you want to be.
September Maryland territory you're entering.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
October Mario.
That was also the first game that they played outside the state of Florida this whole season, which I was not aware of until again after some postmortem. That was last week. This is this week. I have one happy win under my belt. Although does that count as this week or last week? I don't know.
It's this week.
It's
Is it this week? Okay.
Based on the way they do the schedule. Yep.
Okay. We have turned now to this week, and we will begin with the Group of Five After Dark report, segueing into the Big 12 buffet. And for both of those, we turn it over to AJ.
We are looking live at a whole slate of games this week. I think one of the big things to note is we have some. It's a goofy week scheduling wise. When we were going through some games, I was like trying to figure out like what are we really doing here. It's almost like there's a SoCon Saturday in the middle of the season. Like there's not a ton of helmet games either. But we start with one of the biggest games of all on Friday night on Fox at 9 p.m. Northwestern at USC. USC minus 14.5, fun index of 52.5. This is only on the schedule because I want to point out something that I was not aware of until I started looking through things.
Please do.
Northwestern is 5-3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Mostly because I watched them get absolutely destroyed by Tulane in week 1 because they were jerks about uniforms, and I wished ill upon them. And now they're 5-3 and potentially bowl eligible if they can sneak a win out of the Coliseum.
If you watch that game against Tulane, you're thinking there's no reason for me to pay any attention to Northwestern for the rest of the game.
No, and I didn't
Yeah.
until now. So that game's on Friday night. We don't need to go through that game. I just wanted to point out that they were 5-3, and that threw me off.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the other game on Friday night at 9 p.m. In the middle school portion of the program. Little boys becoming big boys. That's middle school, right? Saturday at noon. ESPN2, James Madison at Marshall. We have two Sunbelt bangers at noon. James Madison favored by 6.5. Fun Index is 56.5. JMU looks like they're cruising to a Sunbelt title. They are just rolling through everybody. They hung 56 on Texas State last week. Here's the thing: Marshall's record, I think, is. It's better than it is. They're currently 4-4.
4-4.
But they're 4 total points away from being 6-2. A real Notre Dame situation.
Yeah.
But they lost badly to Coastal Carolina last week. I think they make this an interesting one, given that it is in Huntington, West Virginia, at home. But I think James Madison just walks in and says, "Well, this is our conference again, right?" and then shuts them down. Carla, who you got here?
Yeah, I like JMU too. That JMU's impressive, and when you look, I mean, we all forget their only loss is at Louisville. Their only loss all year is at Louisville in week 2. Also interesting, they play at Wazoo November 22nd. You could put a legit opportunity for a power 4.5 win.
Okay.
On that JMU schedule, can we sneak JMU into being the top Group of 5 team?
Yeah.
Could be.
I think you could.
I think we could, depending on how the American shakes out. So, pay attention to the Dukes, friends. I'm going to take them on the road.
Okay. I'm for Marshall, but I'm picking James Madison.
Yeah. That seems like the right pick here. Speaking of Marshall, on ESPNU at noon, Southern Miss at Arkansas State. Southern Miss favored by 6.5. Fun Index is 57.5. Do you remember how Marshall won the conference last year?
I do. Yes.
And then their coach and their boosters got into a little bit of a tiff, a little tussle, and they left. And he took almost half the team with him.
Right.
Went to Southern Miss, and they're leading the Sun Belt West immediately. By the way, we just need to put some blessings upon the Sun Belt for being the only conference that still keeps divisions.
Yes.
So you can have a championship game race, and I don't have to go into the Doctor Strange Sancto Sanctorum or whatever it is, and try to figure out what's going to happen. It's just there's this one and there's that one, and these teams are better than those teams. It's pretty straightforward. I think Southern Miss rolls here. However, these two teams are leading the Sun Belt West. So this is a very interesting game. Basically, one of these teams puts themselves into the driver's seat for a division title and a conference title berth. I'm taking Southern Miss here. Arkansas State has looked good. They lost to ULM. ULM broke the 15-year slide, and both of those teams have gone in incredibly opposite directions. ULM has lost every week since then. Arkansas State has won every week since then. So I'm still taking Southern Miss here. I think they're the better team. Crappy, who you got here?
This is tough. Both teams have put together nice runs. I think both have won 4 in a row. I like the idea, the continuity of the guys coming from Marshall, sticking together and holding, picking up this program and moving it elsewhere. I'm gonna go with Southern Miss.
Yeah, Southern Miss is kind of basically their last test, because from here on out they basically play the bottom of the Sun Belt West. So other than Troy could be a legit test at the end of the season, but until then you're playing very bottom teams, like the bottom 2 teams in the West. So this could be a nice. We could be looking at a Southern Miss JMU Sun Belt title game. This could be a preview of that. So yeah, Southern Miss.
Somebody hit the CBS music for me here real quick. At 3:30 p.m., we have a Final Four. On CBSSN, the network of
Champions.
champions, we have Duke at UConn. Duke favored by 8.5. Your fun index is 66.5.
This is basketball season.
This is basketball season.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a basketball score with a basketball spread, but this is the actual football one. UConn is actually good. They are an actually good team. They lost to Rice in overtime, but they're an actually good team. They are bowl eligible already. I think Duke takes this as a weird out-of-conference road test. And I think Duke wins, but I think UConn keeps this much closer. Carla, who you got here?
Fun fact, all three of UConn's losses have come in overtime games. They are a super dangerous team, and Duke has Virginia next weekend. This is a look-ahead game. Give me the Huskies just for fun.
Ooh, okay.
It's tough to compete with UConn's guard play, but I think the interior game, the game in the paint for Duke, is what's going to prevail here. I see the Blue Devils win this one.
Okay, sure. I thought Crappy was doing O-line talk real fast there. Then I caught it. Also,
For the record, since Crappy was distracted by Maction,
Yes.
our beloved Colonials, Bob is going to fall at the hands of Iowa. The score right now, they kept it within 20 points for a long time, and I was pulled away late. It's now 101-67 with 14 seconds left. So,
well, if they run the 40-point play, they can keep it close.
Anywho, sorry.
Also, at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN2, we have Kansas at Arizona. Arizona favored by 6.5. The fun index is 56.5. Both of these teams play full court presses.
It's a Final Four and a Big 12 buffet. I love it.
That's right. That is exactly why I put it here, because it works together. I saw it on the schedule as I was scrolling through. I was like, wait a minute, Duke's playing UConn. That's fine. Wait, Kansas and Arizona is at the same time. You have a Final Four happening right now.
This is the chalkiest Final Four ever, I got to say.
This is all one seeds.
All one seeds, yeah.
Crappy, who do you have here? Rock, chalk, or bear down?
I think I like Arizona at home. That's they're one of those weird places, kind of bit like NC State. They are. It is tough to go to Tucson and get a win there. So bear down.
Neither of these teams have been consistent at all. I mean, but they're both 2-3 in their last 5. I mean, they both won last weekend, so there's that. But yeah, I agree. Like, Tucson's a tough place to play. I'll take Arizona at home just because they're playing at home.
Yep, I also have Arizona here. At 6 p.m. on FS1, we have Air Force at San Jose State. San Jose State favored by 4.5.
Are you looking for revenge in this game?
I mean, I would.
Okay.
It would be nice.
You would take it?
Fun index here is 67.5, so I would like it to be a very pointsy revenge. San Jose State in the first half last week just absolutely flambéed Hawaii. It was unbelievable. Hawaii was giving a big play after big play. It was a lot. And then San Jose State gets to play a team that doesn't play defense. Air Force just does not play defense. This is going to be a shootout. Put this on your TV at 6 p.m. I actually think they're going to need to add. I think they're going to have to add numbers to the scoreboard. I think this is actually going to have a basketball score by the end of it. Crappy, who you got here?
I don't care who wins. I'm taking the over.
Okay, sure.
Like
Carl, who you got?
Walker Eget. Is that how you say his last name? Eget.
Sure. He get the ball in the air. Is what he
did.
did.
The ball in the air. Yeah. San Jose State quarterback, nation's leading passer, which you would think would be a bad thing going up against Air Force. But guess who can't stop the pass? That would be
Air Force.
So yeah, San Jose State.
Army won the game against Air Force with basically with 2 long passes.
Yeah.
Last week, which is okay.
Yeah.
You made Air Force. I want you to think about what you did. You made ground people do air stuff. I want you to think about what you did. I want you to sit over there and I want you to think about what you did here.
San Jose State wins at home.
San Jose State wins. We're going to skip all the way to the late slate. At 9 p.m., on Fox, Nebraska at UCLA. UCLA favored by 3.5. I threw this on there before I knew Dylan Raiola was done for the season. So I was wondering why UCLA was favored by 3.5 at home. That seemed like a lot. But Dylan Raiola is done for the season. I think UCLA gets back on track here. 9:30 p.m. FS1 UNLV at Colorado State. UNLV favored by 6.5. Fun index is 61.5. My notes here say pew 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 pew. This game should be pointsy and stupid. So just kind of keep an eye on this one.
We're hoping.
I'm just flipping through this late slate. We're not really going to pick these games. 10 p.m. on God's CW network. Sam Houston at Oregon State. Oregon State favored by 19.5. Fun index is 52.5.
Okay.
2 notes here. Oregon has now won 2 in a row. Two in a row. And they took the first leg of the Pac-12 championship game series.
Right.
I think the Beavs make it 3 in a row here. And finally, on the Mountain West mobile app at 11 p.m., San Diego State goes to Hawaii. San Diego State is favored by 5.5. The fun index is 50.5. I think Hawaii takes the week. They come back. They figure out what they need to do on defense, and they put San Diego State in hell, and they go to 7-3. I'm taking my Bows. Absolutely. Crappy, who you got the Bows?
I'm not picking against the Bows. Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Like, I'm not picking against them, but I hate to say this, friends. Like, on what is kind of relatively a light schedule week for us all, you're going to have to caffeinate because this actually could be one of the best games of the day. Like, when you look at the matchup between these two teams, like, this game is actually going to be really, really good. So we got a good game at noon, and we got a good game at 11 Eastern. Like,
oh god,
sorry, friends. Caffeinate during the primetime window because the primetime slate actually kind of stinks.
Take a nap.
Or take a nap or something because we're gonna have a late night ahead of us. But yeah, Bows on the island. Come on.
Yeah, that's how this should absolutely work. I'm just checking one thing here. Yep. The advanced stats all say lies. Got it. So go Bows. I just had to check and make sure that science continues to be against the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay.
And then finally, let's open up the buffet, everybody.
Buffet.
Friday nights, 8 p.m. FS1. Houston at UCF. Houston favored by 1.5 on the road. Carla's already shaking her head. Carla, what do you feel here?
Well, like. I don't get this game at all. Like record statistics, like everything seems to point to a Houston win with one really big notable exception. Obviously that line is one of them, but the biggest one, the ESPN predictor gives UCF a 60.4 win percentage. Why?
I don't understand.
I don't either. And are they just calling the buffet? I mean, the team to pick here is Houston on the road. I don't know what they're seeing that I'm not, but I'll take the Cougs and scratch my head and figure out that it's probably going to be an NC State situation from last weekend for me, but whatever.
UCF has been entirely unremarkable and borderline not good, especially in conference. I'm picking Houston, and I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm also picking Houston. This feels like there's some sort of like injury situation that we don't know.
That we're not aware of? Okay.
I don't know if Connor Wagman's hurt. I don't know. But yeah, I guess you go to the bounce house and it's going to be a problem for you. If I just may flip over here to Parker Fleming, Stats of War on Twitter and Blue Sky, CFB-graphs.com has Houston projected by 3.5. So
okay,
I don't know what the story there is. But sure. We go to noon on Saturday on TNT or HBO Max. We have Colorado coming to Morgantown to play West Virginia. West Virginia is favored by 6.5. The fun index is 54.5. If you are a Fubo tester this weekend, if you are going to try and escape the grips of YouTube TV and switch over to Fubo, you will not get this game because Fubo does not have the Turner network.
Does not have TNT. You got to have the separate HBO thing, HBO Max HBO. Yeah. Whatever it's called.
This is going to be maximum stupid because both of these teams are not very good. Colorado cannot play defense at all. We are beyond Shedeur Sanders that first year where it was like Shedeur and Travis are just going to try and score more than the other team because Colorado can't do that part now either.
I saw on the ticker as I'm watching football today, Colorado's going to start their true freshman 5-star guy whose name I do not know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Caden Salter has not been great.
Can I give you the quote from Dion about that? I love
Please.
this. I pulled this from the story from Kyle Bonagura over at ESPN. When asked why the Buffaloes were turning to the 5-star true freshman, Sanders said, quote, "Common sense," without elaborating any further.
Okay, sure.
That is the most polite way to say, man, Caden Salter ain't it, bud. Like,
This is all I
that's
got.
what he said.
This is all I got.
What else am I supposed to do? Keep playing the dude who sucks? Like I respect that. That's the most honest thing he said in a very long time. I'm just going to take a quick look at this box score because I think it was Julian Lewis is the freshman. Yeah.
Yes, Julian Lewis. Yes.
Okay.
Julian Lewis last week came in garbage time, admittedly, but went 9 for 17 for 121 yards and a touchdown. Caden Salter was 11 of 15 for 49 yards and a touchdown and a pick. So it's pretty clear that at least he's better in that particular way. I did want to look at, I also realize now, current running back for your Colorado Buffaloes, and I believe he is the starter there. Dallin Hayden, former Buckeye.
Yes, he is.
I just happened to see that name. I was like, why do I know that name? And I was like, he played at Ohio State, didn't he?
He played at Ohio State and played well. I was impressed with him. He was in the middle of a stacked running back room, and opted to go elsewhere. But he's a good tailback.
Yeah, I think we have I think the situation here is Dion is just trying some stuff. Like
At this
you're
point,
3-6.
Why not?
Let's try some stuff. So good for Dion. I appreciate the pick there. Are we all picking West Virginia here?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Yeah. We already talked about Kansas and Arizona. The only other game on the buffet here is Iowa State at TCU. 3:30 p.m. on Fox. TCU favored by 6.5. Fun index is 57.5. Carlo, who you got here?
Iowa State's on a 4-game skid. Like they're free falling right now, but TCU's been in some super close games lately. I think this game is close, but I'll take the Horny Toads at home.
Contrast of cultures for sure, but I'm gonna stick with the team that hasn't been stinking it up for the last month. TCU.
I will also take TCU here. So that closes the buffet. There is
Actually,
one more.
Chef Kufnick.
Yeah. Yes.
If I may order from off the menu.
I think there's one more game that we can order off the menu.
I mean, guys, this is a situation. If you know, if you're willing and able to order off menu, sometimes you're going to come up with something amazing. And that is the case on Friday at 9 p.m. on ESPN when we have Tulane at Memphis. These teams. I wanted Memphis to be ranked in the CFP rank in the top 25.
Yeah,
but still, Tulane at Memphis. Memphis is favored by 5.5 in the Liberty Bowl. The AJ Fund Index is 55.5. AJ will let you. I mean, this is after dark game that would normally be your hit, but I appreciate you letting us order this off the menu. What do you think you see for this one?
I think this is like one of the better games. I've had this game circled for a while now because Tulane started the season so hot. Memphis also started the season hot. They beat Arkansas. So like this game very clearly was going to be either a preview of the AAC title game or in essence a playing game. I think Memphis is the better team right now. They dropped a real dumb one to UAB. They should not have lost to UAB.
Yeah.
But they are the better team. They have a better offensive success rate. They have better defensive success rates. Tulane's defense, after running around and smacking Northwestern over and over again, they have been getting carved up on the ground. Their defensive success rate is 21 for passing, but 88 for rushing. That's not a great thing. So I expect to see Memphis, who is actually pretty good at running the ball. I'm expecting to see them make some movements here. They are in need, I think, of getting going on the ground. I am taking the Tigers here at home.
Carla, what do you think?
Yeah, I was ready to just like hand this one to Memphis and be done with it, but then Tulane did something silly and lost at Meat Meat on Thursday. Hey, there's a Meat Meat reference. We haven't heard from them in a while. And they didn't just lose; like they got crushed. It wasn't pretty. So my question entering this game is, how mad is Tulane? Right? Like, are they going to come in angry after that loss? They don't play North Texas. So their best shot at an American Conference title game is to win at Memphis and then hope for help. Like that's their best shot. So this is kind of like a if they want any hope at all of getting into a title game, they have to win. These teams play very similar styles of offense. They're both RPOs. Both quarterbacks lead their respective teams in rushing because that's just the style of play they have. But what you need to know here is this: the thing that AJ has like banged into our brains time and time again. The Liberty Bowl is a tough place to play, especially on a Friday night. Memphis has a legit defense, second in the conference in total yards and scoring. Give me the Tigers at home.
I mean, you look at Tulane's hot start, absolutely. Two wins over Power 4 teams. But the loss at Meep is eye-opening. And then when you look at this game, Memphis scores 15th in the country in scoring offense. They keep the other guys off the scoreboard. They're a respectable 29th in scoring defense. They are also opportunistic, 6th in the country in turnover ratio. And Tulane, while being angry may be the case, I think Memphis is the team that has not only the best chance at an American title. I think they're the front runner right now to get the G5 slot. And how they're playing. I don't know the machinations of games and how all that stuff works, but it feels like they're playing really well. And then at home Friday night, Memphis is the pick.
I will only point out here that if Tulane wins and North Texas and South Florida, I almost said South Florida win out.
Yes.
We have a 3-way tie for the American that requires blended computer rankings.
Oh my God.
Placements. Yeah. I just put that one together real quick. And honestly, it was just the only thing I changed was Memphis beats Tulane.
Okay.
I think if I run this the other way and I put Memphis beating Tulane, Memphis is in the title game and USF would get into the title game because they beat the hell out of North Texas. So, right. So that is how that would shake out. So if Tulane wins, we go to the rankings and we have to play that silly game towards the end where we're getting into I forget what computer rankings are for the American, but it's probably like Sagarin and a couple other ones. Okay. But yeah, this has the potential to really make the American Athletic Conference have to do math. So
I don't want to do math, so I'm gonna let AJ. I'm gonna let you do that. That's fine. And I appreciate you allowing us to order off menu.
Thank you.
I think it's actually going to be absolutely worth it.
Can I continue to order off menu for just a second? Because after our Bobby Mo and Iowa game, the Big Ten Network immediately flipped over to Friends, Hawaii at Oregon.
Huh?
Beloved Bows on the mainland on the Big Ten Network, as it should be.
Okay.
Hawaii to the Big Ten is what I'm hearing.
That is 100% what I heard. Yes.
And they're giving them a game. It's early, but Hawaii is in this game. So
home and home with Rutgers. That'll be.
Have we not talked about?
Take 2 days to do that travel.
Have we talked about UMass has a home and home with Hawaii?
We have not.
So I think it's next year.
Okay.
UMass ends the season with a game at Hawaii. UMass scheduled Hawaii for Thanksgiving weekend, which is an absolutely genius move. Go to Hawaii for Thanksgiving.
Oh, hell yes.
Number one. And then they open the next season with UMass. so Hawaii goes to UMass to open the season the next year.
I mean, like the University of Maine might be the only longer, or maybe something in South Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know. But man, that's oof.
UMass.
That's a long flight.
It is the end of next year. UMass is Thanksgiving weekend, and then Hawaii plays at UMass in week 0.
Okay. We will switch now to our big boy games. Kind of a light slate, but stuff that is important. One note, as of this week, with the start of the college playoff rankings, we are using those rankings in our previews rather than the Associated Press as we've used up to this point. So if you notice some differences, there as we said before, there aren't a ton of differences. But if you notice some, that's what's going on. CFP rankings from here on out. On Saturday at noon on the American Broadcasting Company, number 7, Brigham Young University at number 8, Texas Tech. This is another one we've kind of stolen from AJ, so maybe this is like an off-menu dessert, but maybe, I don't know. Tech creme brulee. Okay, that sounds lovely. Tech is favored by 9.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 52.5. Carla, what do you think?
Yes, this game's super intriguing. Probably your best game of the day, to be honest. LJ Martin expected to be back for BYU. That's a good thing. Cougars are coming off of a bye week. That takes some of the pressure off of Bear Bachmeier. They're freshmen, right? Like he's still just a freshman, even though he doesn't really look like one anymore out there. I mean, he's turned into quite the quarterback. But the Texas Tech defense is one of the best in the country. We've talked about them a lot. That they're scary good, and they're scary good, especially against the run. And so that's not a good thing for BYU that kind of runs the football. This game's in Lubbock, getting the game day treatment. This feels like a Texas Tech win at home to me, but also it's the Big 12, so who the heck knows? But I'll take the Red Raiders at home just because it looks like this should be a game that they win.
Okay, AJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is where some things. There's always this part of the season for BYU where they are like 8-0, 9-0, and then the wheels kind of come off. And this is where the wheels explode off.
Okay.
I think Texas Tech their defense is very, very good. BYU has been putting up some great points, but they're not playing at home. If this game were in Provo, I'd be taking a much harder look at Texas Tech. But Bear Morton is back. He is playing again for Texas Tech. He was out for the Arizona State game, which is not small reason why they lost. So he is back. He played against Kansas State when they destroyed them. So I expect Texas Tech to roll here.
Okay. I wanted to look at numbers for this. And if you're a Brigham Young fan, I recommend that you don't, because that's not. Tech is top 10 in overall offense, scoring offense, overall defense, rushing defense, and scoring defense. They have bought themselves a very, very talented roster. And of course they're playing at home, whether or not they're throwing tortillas. So what BYU has going for it, and AJ, you make a great point about Brigham Young kind of hitting a wall at some point in the series. This is the thing. They have a quarterback named Bear, which I think is the most awesome thing ever.
And a wide receiver named Tiger, who is his brother.
Yeah.
That's all true, by the way. Look that up, kids.
Yeah, they do. What does BYU have for it besides a quarterback named Bear and a receiver named Tiger? They have tight wins. They have overtime wins. They have road wins. They know how to close out these close games. And this is maybe this is a situation where youth doesn't know what they don't know. But they've been doing this in particular recently. And I'm saying that BYU is going to win this in Lubbock on Saturday. So watch this game, then take a nap and get ready for the night stuff. But
just putting the Doctor Strange things into the universe here.
yeah.
Assuming all of the various like favorites win out for the rest of the year, but BYU beats Cincinnati. So Texas Tech beats BYU this week. BYU beats Cincinnati on the 22nd, and then everybody else wins out. You are looking at a Big 12 title game preview this week.
As well. Which
So,
I very easily see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. At 3:30, again on the American Broadcasting Company, number 3 Texas A&M at number 22 Missouri. The nice folks at TAMU are favored by 6.5 points. The AJ Fund Index is 48.5. AJ, your turn. What do you think?
I think this is going to be fairly close. I don't think this is necessarily your runaway game, even though it's like Texas A&M, who's number 3 in Missouri. It's like, oh, it's just Missouri. Missouri's been very, very good this year.
Yeah.
I think there's an opportunity for. I think Texas A&M needs to win this game as a statement of like, at ranked SEC team, we went into their house, we beat them. Texas A&M has been playing amazingly well. Marcel Reed is a blast to watch. This is not the Texas A&Ms of recent memory. It's
just a couple years ago.
Dare I say, it feels Manziel-esque right now.
Oh, jeez.
I'm putting that out there, and I'm not talking about NFL Manziel. I'm talking about college Manziel. College Manziel was a delight.
He was fun, for sure.
And there is a level that they are playing to right now where like it just works. And Marcel Reed is making moves with his feet. He's making incredible passes, incredible decisions, and they are just wrecking house. I don't know how much of their success right now is also due to the fact that this is a somewhat down SEC year. Like there's no clear like this is the best team in the league. Yeah, maybe that is A&M this year, and everybody else just happens to be worse than them. But it feels fairly open right now. So I'm taking A&M here, and I think they want to make a statement out of it.
Okay, Carla, what do you think?
I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think the Aggies need to be careful here. Missouri's got the top rush offense in the SEC, and Texas A&M defensively is just kind of middle of the pack against the run, right? Meanwhile, Mizzou's got one of the best defenses in the conference. Yeah, and so that's not a great matchup. And the last time the Aggies played a good defense, they eked out a 16-10 win at home against Auburn, right? So it was a tight game. This game's on the road. So you throw that into the factor here. The reason why I think Texas A&M is going to win this game is because true freshman Matt Zollers is going to start at quarterback for Mizzou due to Bo's injury. Yep. I think that's the difference here. Aggies win a tight one on the road.
Okay. How can Missouri handle Texas A&M on Saturday? If they run the ball, slow down the game, play good defense, they can do all of those things. The Texas A&M can play that game as well. And Carla, you mentioned the Auburn game. They also had a relatively tight game with Florida, which plays very good defense. Yeah. And they handled those games, did what they needed to do, and came out at the other end with wins. Sure, Missouri hung with Alabama at home just a couple games ago, and I expect them to keep it close here. But I think the Aggies will continue their role on Saturday. At 3:30 on CBS, number 9 Oregon at number 20, ranked number 20 Iowa. The Ducks are favored by 6.5 points. The AJ Fund Index, it's not in the 30s, AJ. So it's 41.5.
I would like to point out a fun stat that I learned, and that is that we have been rude to Iowa because they're
lovingly so.
Lovingly, but we might be operating with a knowledge of Iowa that is outdated, perhaps.
Okay, yes.
There are only 2 teams in the Big Ten who have outscored Iowa? Two. Name them.
Indiana.
That is one.
I would I don't know about scoring average. Indiana's one. I don't think it's Ohio State. I would actually say Oregon.
Ohio State is now one. When this stat was brought to my attention, it was
Okay.
not.
Okay.
But Ohio State is one. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 teams.
Okay.
5. Oh,
Five.
look at them. 5 teams are now outscoring Iowa. It was 2 at the time. Indiana was one. Oregon was not Oregon was the other. It was USC was the other one.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Iowa has scored 156 points in conference, 250 points total, which means they are well on their way to scoring over 325 points, which is over 25 points a game. Brian, it wasn't that hard. Ohio State right now is at 172. Iowa's at 156. Indiana has hung 262 points on conference opponents, 418 points overall to 97 given up. Like Indiana is on murder ball time. Like they're like, we're going to score as many points as possible. We're going to hold you to as few as possible. Good luck. But the fun index is healthy. That's fine.
How's this one going to go?
I was interested because I took a quick look at the advanced stats, and the advanced stats have Oregon only winning by 2.5.
Okay.
Which I found very interesting given the fact that I think Oregon is a lot better. But Carla, you made a very, very good point earlier, which is Oregon ain't played nobody. They played one somebody and they got pantsed.
And they lost. Yeah.
I think Oregon is going to have a very bad time in Iowa. And I'm taking the Hawkeyes here. They're going to Kinnick. Now, it is not full-powered Kinnick. This is Kinnick. This is midday Kinnick.
Mid-afternoon Kinnick, yes.
This is afternoon Kinnick. It's not the same Kinnick. Correct. If this were a 7:30 game, I'm absolutely taking Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa here. I think Oregon is hitting they're hitting a stride, but it's not the stride we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season.
Well, how's this going to go?
It's strength on strength, right? Oregon is one of the top offenses in the Big Ten. Iowa's one of the top defenses. The difference here, I think, is that Oregon actually still plays defense, which is something we don't tend to talk a lot about with the Ducks. But like they're a solid defensive unit. And AJ, as you just pointed out, Iowa somehow is capable of putting up points, but it's one of those baffling things because I was like, are they a passing team or are they a running team? And you look at the stats and it's just like,
no,
yeah, like it doesn't make sense. Like the stats are like, I don't know how they're putting up that many points, but they are. But the question here really is, can they slow down Oregon enough to keep up? I agree with AJ. If this was a night game at Kinnick, I would be all in on the Hawkeyes in this game. But it's late afternoon. I think Oregon ekes this one out. I think it's close. I don't think that this is a statement win by Oregon by any stretch of the imagination. But Ducks find a way to win an uncomfortable Saturday afternoon in Kinnick.
I still think we need T-shirts that say "uncomfortable Saturday afternoon." I like that a lot. Oregon is going to have an uncomfortable Saturday afternoon. They haven't been tested except for the one game when they were tested to the degree that they lost. That changes on Saturday with this visit and the delightful Hawkeyes defense. You guys mentioned strength on strength here. Oregon runs the ball. Iowa doesn't let you do that. The Ducks score. Hawkeyes say no, not going to score. And neither, Carla, you mentioned Oregon's defense. Neither one gives up that many points.
Yeah.
Making this like the perfect sort of moment to consider taking the under.
Which is a wild thing to say when Oregon is involved.
It is. But Iowa's defense is that good, and odd things happen. Odd things happen in Iowa City in November, and in this case, I think think Oregon's going to, or I think Oregon's going to leave with a loss. I think Iowa's going to win this game. At 4 p.m., there's that weird SEC network start time. Auburn, your Auburn Tigers, visit number 16 Vanderbilt. Vandy is favored by 6.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 45.5. We were robbed of our revenge tour. But Carla, how's Nashville going to handle this one?
It's not going to matter because Vandy's going to win this game too. But here's the thing, like the Vandy offense is going to have to be ready for a slog here because Auburn's pretty darn good at defending the run. They're even better than Missouri. And we remember how that game went, right? It was 17-10, ugly, but the Dores won. Vandy's going to need Diego to take the lead here to be able to get things rolling as opposed to relying on that ground game to loosen up the passing game. The good news for Vandy is that Auburn is pretty inept on offense. As mentioned earlier. So as long as Diego can heat things up, this is a Vanderbilt win at home. And even though we don't get the opportunity for Diego to finish him off, the streak continues. And Diego will continue to be the scourge of Alabama.
Outstanding. AJ, what do you think?
Listen, he finished 3-0 against Hugh Freeze.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which we love.
Wasn't
We
it
love
4-0?
that.
Absolutely.
No, 3.
No,
Oh,
3-0?
wait, hold on. He got
Because this is sixth year.
he had the first one with New Mexico State, then he left. He got the first one with New Mexico State, then he against Liberty, then Freeze went to Auburn and he beat Auburn. Then he went to Vandy and he beat him again. And then this is the second year of Vandy. So this would have been 4. This was going for 4.
Okay.
Okay.
It's hilarious. And I think he's going to be 4-0 against I think he's going to be 4-0 against Hugh Freeze.
A Hugh Freeze team.
A Hugh Freeze associated team. And I
you
love
go.
that for him.
There you go.
Go Dores.
No revenge tour, no problem. It will be, Carla, as Carla referenced, tough sledding for Vandy to score as they generally do because of Auburn's defense. Diego's not losing this game. He's just not. It's not going to happen. Vandy wins this one at home, 7:30 p.m. Once again on ABC. Guys, check out Fubo. I mean, you can get most of what you need to see with the free trial, and then hopefully YouTube TV will figure out what they're doing.
Well, you can
with
watch
Disney.
the ABC games on the ESPN app.
True.
Because they are over the air still, and so ESPN allows you to watch the ABC game. So you can catch this game if you have YouTube
good
TV.
point, good
You can
point.
watch this game on the ESPN app. That was my lifesaver
I've
last
been mentioning Disney properties all day, and it's like,
Yep.
LSU at number 4, Alabama. Bama is favored by 10.5. The AJ Fun Index is 49.5. AJ, how's this going to go?
I can't, for the life of me, see anything that brings LSU joy here. Like they're fine they're fine, but they got turned into mush in Death Valley by Texas A&M. Now they have an interim coach, and Alabama will want to make sure that that interim coach does not get a good look at that program afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Tide here. Tide's favored by 10.5. I think this is a you might get some dead cat bounce here a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking Alabama here.
Okay, Carla.
Yeah, the intrigue factor surrounding this game is obviously quite high with all the chaos going on at LSU, but this is a really good Bama team. LSU interim Frank Wilson told reporters on Monday during his presser that he promises the Tigers will run the football. That makes sense because he was the offensive coordinator and coach running backs. That's actually not a terrible strategy against Bama because they're surprisingly giving up a lot of yards on the ground defensively. So the challenge here will be whether the Tigers can clean up their mistakes. Can they finally get settled on offense and like know what they're doing when they go up to the line of scrimmage? Can they tackle on defense? Like it's like football 101 is what LSU needs to get back to, right?
Right.
Like they need to go back to the fundamentals here. Because if they don't do those things, like Ty Simpson and the tight offense, like they don't care what's been going on in Baton Rouge.
Nope.
They're trying to get back to the Benzo Dome to play for a conference title. And they're playing at home in Bryant-Denny at night. This is a Bama win.
Yeah. What should happen, and not coincidentally what I think will happen, is that this will be close-ish through some of the first half, maybe in the second quarter, because this is the same thing we saw with Penn State at Ohio State. The talent is still there. The guys are still there. Talent is still formidable. And then Alabama pulls away. If it's longer than that, if it's tight somehow into the second half, turn it on, because LSU is winning this game would be the most hilarious thing ever. Not going to happen, but I'm just saying if it's a tight score in the third quarter, take a look, because this is still LSU level talent. So who knows? But generally, we know, and Alabama should win this game and end up winning.
Do you think that LSU could do this for the family?
For somebody's family, not for his family, not for Brian Kelly's family. No, I don't think so. Boys and girls, you can hear the Carla and Crappy Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and a variety of other podcasting hosts. You can watch us on YouTube and or the show's Facebook page. You can read us on our Substack. If you like us, please subscribe, rate, and review. If you don't, mind your own damn business. Be sure to come back next week, especially if you enjoyed me doing play-by-play of Ohio University football, because I'm going to be doing it again. Final thoughts? AJ, what you got? You just unmuted yourself. There you go.
I muted myself while I was muted.
Yeah, I could do the beginning.
It's almost like we're good at this. Going to take a quick run through FCS, because last week was an FCS blood week. A lot of ranked teams in FCS lost, including South Dakota State lost to Indiana State.
The Sycamores. With Larry Bird at quarterback.
The Sickos Committee does love the Sycamores. They refer to them as the Sycamores, and Indiana State does love them back for it. We are going to take a look, because this week it is Dakota's State at Dakota's. Number 1 North Dakota State goes to North Dakota. It goes to University of North Dakota. That is number 1 versus number 15. That's at 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
So, okay.
And then number 9 South Dakota State goes to the University of South Dakota at 4 p.m. on ESPNU. That's right, nationally televised FCS games.
Okay.
We also have number 14 CeeLo, that's Southeastern Louisiana, goes to number 18 Lamar. That is at 4 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
Number 16 Southern Illinois goes to number 22 Youngstown State.
Salukis and Penguins.
Salukis and Penguins.
Damn, look at that. Okay.
Weird mascot game. That's at 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
Love it.
And number 10, Mercer, goes to number 24, Western Carolina. That is at 2:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Honestly, if you want to dig into some FCS football, just get ESPN Plus. They all have deals with them. And the Dakotas are all playing each other. I don't believe Montana or Montana State are playing anybody of note this week.
Are there intrastate trophies when those guys play each other? Like moving the shift?
Good question.
Because it feels like there it should be, or something.
Trophy game. This is going to bring up some other things.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I saw it.
Wait. Oh, hey.
It is the Nickel Trophy.
Okay.
It is a large nickel. It is literally a buffalo nickel.
Okay.
It's large.
Is that north or south?
It has been played for. It's sponsored by the North Dakota State University Blue Key and the University of North Dakota Student Government. Excuse me. Played for between 1938 and 2003. It is and it is currently at the State Historical Society of North Dakota. That's where it lives.
Huh. Okay. And maybe the South Dakotas play for control of the Corn Palace or something. That would be fun. That would. I don't think that's very likely.
Dakota Trophy.
Have you guys seen the Corn Palace?
I've heard
It is-
of,
it
never
is- about
been.
I saw it in person when I was a very young child, 8, not super young, 8 or 9 or something like that, but super long family vacation back to the station wagon, out to Yellowstone. It was
nice.
very, very cool. But the Corn Palace is a building made of corn, or covered in corn decorations.
Stupid AI nonsense slop telling me I'm going to read the sentence to you.
Okay, please.
The main trophy for a South Dakota game is the Dakota Marker, which is contested between the University of South Dakota and North Dakota State University. Get this AI nonsense and slop out of my face, Google.
Folks, just make
We
it
already
work.
talked about the Dakota
We
marker.
did. We did.
We already did that, and that's
it's already
between
done.
South Dakota
It's already done.
State and North Dakota State. North Dakota and South Dakota play for the Sitting Bull Trophy,
Okay.
and I do not see anything for North Dakota.
I think the South Dakotas should play for some kind of mural on the Corn Palace. I think, and I know exactly what photograph I'm going to use for this week's show.
The South Dakota Showdown series between
Okay.
South Dakota and South Dakota State. Is that what I think it is? It is presented by South Dakota Corn. That's right.
I was close. I was close.
You were very close. There is no trophy though, which is upsetting.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what's did I get the last one? There was one more, which was Mercer at Western Carolina.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's going to
we
be
did
good
cover
stuff. That is going to be good
stuff.
stuff. And you've got one on national television. It's good.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to watch. Carla, what you looking at this weekend?
Well, this is the watching a car crash because you can't not look, right? That's kind of what I feel like my football schedule is these days. So number 2 Indiana at Penn State. That's big nude. That's not gonna be pretty. I again hope Penn State can keep that close until the half. Wagner at Robert Morris. Back to the FCS slate.
you go.
Bob won again. Beat Stonehill last week, 20-17. Wagner and Robert Morris again. One of those like low key rivalry games from back in the day.
Okay.
So that should be a spicy one. That's on noon Eastern. That's noon Eastern on ESPN Plus. So add that to your FCS slate because you can watch that game.
Sweet.
Also on ESPN Plus, which means Friends. Jake Rose is back. FIU at MTSU. That game is at 3 Eastern on ESPN Plus. Jake has the call on that one from beautiful Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Middle, you better win this one because FIU is real bad. Okay, so you need to win this game. And then finally, I threw this out here just for funsies because there's not a lot going on in the primetime slate. Navy's at number 10 Notre Dame. That game's the 7:30 game on NBC. Like, Notre Dame's going to win that game, but like, just scoreboard watch that, or like, there's not much else on. Like, LSU Alabama is the only like primetime game that we talked about. Like, the primetime slate's pretty weak. So if you need a quad box, like, fill it with that because that could get interesting. I don't think it will, but you never know.
If Navy had won last weekend,
Yeah.
I would have put that on the big boy schedule because I just, again, I would not expect them to win, but just so close. So close.
I want to point out
Please.
that I think ESPN had they saw this schedule and they were licking their chops because they had Florida State, Clemson, and LSU, Alabama. They could put them side by side on ESPN and ABC, and 3 of the 4 teams kind of fumbled that bag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a couple more small school footballs games is what they're
Yay,
called.
feetball.
Yay, feetball.
To put on your radar. Homecoming at Carnegie Mellon University is Saturday. They're hosting Frankie and Marshall. Frankie and Marshall is 5-0 in the Centennial. I have not worked out all of the details. It feels like the Tartans are going to need some help to be in play for a share of the conference title in their new conference, getting the Green Terror to beat Johns Hopkins, and getting winless Gettysburg to beat Muhlenberg. Those would help, but a win against Franklin and Marshall on Saturday would be a great start. Also in Division III. I think we forgot this last year, and I felt bad about it. Kim, this is for you. Kim was one of our original Carla and Crappy Show editors.
Yes.
The biggest little game in America, Saturday at noon. The 5-3 Williams College Eafs visit the 4-4. Kim, this is especially for you. Amherst Mammoths play at noon on Saturday. This will be a get-right game for one team or the other. Williams has lost 2 straight coming into this game, while the Mammoths have dropped 3 in a row. Our Eafs, who lead the series 76-57 with 5 ties, will be looking for their second straight win in the series. Go Eafs. Some history. 2000, 2004, 2009, 2011, 2018, a game I happened to witness in person. In the recent history of Ohio State football, those are all years when the Buckeyes, with teams ranging from to really good, traveled to West Lafayette, Indiana, and the Purdue Boilermakers sent them home with a loss. There have been 2 other recent instances where Ohio State needed overtime to beat Purdue at home. There was, of course, the Holy Buckeye game in 2002, national championship year, which was also counts as a tight game. There is no earthly reason why Purdue should beat Ohio State on Saturday, but taking the game that I saw in person a few years ago, there was no reason for Purdue to beat the number 2 Buckeyes in 2018 as well. And Carla, as an aside, so I'm neurotic, freaked out about this game. Carla, as an aside, if Penn State is looking for a guy who can beat Ohio State, maybe you look at Jeff Brom, maybe?
I've heard his name mentioned. I don't think he's going to land there. But
just saying.
We'll see.
He's done it.
I needed to look to see one thing before I make a joke here. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, then it would have been bad taste. It would have been really bad taste. The joke I was going to make was like, man, I bet Joe Tiller's still available. He's not. He passed away September 30th, 2017.
Joe was responsible for several of those.
He was. That's why I was.
I understand he is no longer available. So that's that is a thing. And finally, yes, as I mentioned previously, we will be taping next week's show while my Bobcats visit the hinterlands of Western Michigan. I apologize in advance. It's going to be a fun weekend again. Check out some small football. The big boy slate is there's some good stuff there. Stuff that's going to determine what happens later. But take a look at ESPN Plus. Take a look at some of the watch some action this week. As I project in advance to talk about games that will have already happened by the time you hear this show. It's going to be fun. Carla and AJ, thank you once again. This is fun as always. I have no idea how long we've gone this time. I don't think it's 2 hours, but
No.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Boys and girls, thank you once again for hanging with us, for listening, for watching, for doing all of the things that you do for the show. Watch some college football. It's November. This is when it gets fun. Take in this weekend's games, and we will see you back here next week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.